Alright, so as I said, I'm gonna go fight in the arena. Oh, I'm gonna talk to this guy about the arena.
I've decided to fight in the arena.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well done. Do yourself proud. Remember, once either man hits the ground, the fight's over. Carrying on when your opponent's on the dirt. That's not fair play, is it? You'll pay dearly if you break that rule.
Right. Does Brogar ever fight in the arena?
You looking to lose bits of yourself? Just asking would be risking your skin. Forget it. That's my advice.
Why?
He's not one to mess with. Arena fighting's a game. Brogar doesn't play games.
Neither do I. You'd be a good opponent. Why don't you fight me in the arena?
I should have seen that coming. Think about it. This is my domain. I even bet on myself. Well, you got spirit, but try someone easier.
I'll walk around town, see if anyone wants to fight.
Nothing new for you.
Leave me be.
He said he'd be able to give me some armor.
You see why people don't stand up to Brogar?
A few bruises won't stop me.
You're lucky it wasn't stab wounds.
His armor and those fighters make him feel tougher than he is.
For you, maybe. For me, that's why I don't tangle with him.
Brogar is a big fish in a small pond.
And those are giant words. So big, I don't think you know what you're saying.
I know some people wouldn't have a problem if he disappeared.
I won't be responsible for what Brogar would do to you.
Let me worry about that.
You should worry. You're serious, aren't you?
What would I have to do to deal with him?
If you work for him, do what he tells you and listen to everything he says. He'll let things slip. But you do know what you're proposing is dangerous.
How can I become one of the Don's men?
Firstly, I'll need to tell you a couple of things. The Don's a powerful man. Well, he was. Since we've been in this swamp, he's hidden in that temple. Hasn't been out for weeks. His wife Rachel's been trying to run the camp. She's the one you need to impress if you want to meet the Don.
Rachel. Right.
Before you charge up to her, you need to be aware of...
Brogar.
You're learning.
I need some better armor.
You won't find it out here. There's only workers' clothes here.
Well, what about your armor? Where did that come from?
Armor for the hunters and fighters comes from the Don. But you won't get close to that if you're not accepted as one of us.
Right, so I've got to join the Don's camp first. All right. Where can I get workers' clothing?
Hawkins is your man. He's one of the Don's lieutenants. He's in charge of the workers.
About Brogar. I heard that Brogar was supposed to take care of the workers.
Brogar takes care of himself. That's nothing new and won't help you much at the moment.
How does Rachel feel about it?
She's soft. Brogar bullies her. And she's like that even though the Don's behind her.
Brogar's fighters are staging fights in the arena. Would the Don approve of that?
You'd have to ask Rachel. But it might be something you can hold against Brogar. You could use it to stop Brogar. If you challenged him to combat and won, that would embarrass him in front of everyone. But it wouldn't be easy.
That's an understatement.
Well, you started on this path. Every man chooses his destination. Where are you going?
Whatever happens, I'll need to train.
A man needs skills, and with the path you've chosen, you'll need more skills than most.
There is no way I can beat Brogar with this useless equipment.
If you're after a better blade, Oscar the Smith will sell you one. If that fails, you'll need another line of attack. Magic. Try talking to Robart, the swamp farmer. He knows about magic, and as he's outside the camp, people won't hear you buying stuff.
Word has it that Brogar wants to replace the Don.
That much is obvious. There isn't a man in the place who hasn't worked that out. But it's not something anyone says out loud. Words can get you killed.
The temple guard wouldn't let me in.
Do you think he'd invite you in for a beer? He's a guard, remember? You'll have to have something to the Don. A gift, information, something valuable.
What sort of gifts?
Oscar the Smith will tell you. He's helped a lot of people impress the Don. Oscar's good with gold. And as I say, the Don rather likes unusual things that glitter.
I heard something about pieces of a sword. A sword decorated with gold.
Oscar's looking for pieces just like that. I also know that Brogar's got one, which you might say is something of an obstacle. I bet Oscar's trying to get it, which means it won't be easy or cheap for you to persuade Brogar to part with it.
True, but I'm sure this sword will get me in to see the Don.
If it glitters, it will catch his eye.
And getting the sword could get me in.
You'll need all the pieces. Then you need Oscar to work his magic, if that's even possible. And then you'll need Oscar to be willing to give the sword back to you. It's not an easy thing to do. None of it.
I wonder where the pieces are. If they're all decorated with gold, people won't just give them away.
Well, you know Brogar has one. You might like to check out the workers. They're in the middle of things. They see what gets dug up. And they're likely to keep some things quiet. When a man has nothing, a little is a lot.
I'll ask for help later. So I'll do another quick save. I could go to the arena, but I'd rather kind of advance in the story a bit more. Get some better equipment and kind of stuff.
Someone needs to do something. By the way, the fighters are holding show fights in the arena.
Well, they need something to work out their aggression. Leave them to knock each other's brains out. It stops them bothering us.
Don't bother me with this.
So now I'm gonna try to find something to fight.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
I know there's a guy over here who's fightable. Oh, there was. Is this him? Here he is.
I challenge you to fight in the arena.
No chance. Find someone else.
Alright. He's too much of a wimp. I'll try this guy out.
I'm ready to fight you now.
Hold your horses, stallion. I'll fight you if you put some gold where your mouth is. Make it worth me while. I don't do anything for nothing.
Don't bother me.
What reason do you have for staring at me?
I'm sure you have plenty to do.
Guys, I guess nobody wants to fight.